What's up, y'all? This your boy Charles Gregory with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle
and the beautiful
Classy Lady Sparkle, y'all.
Listen, y'all.
Yes,
man, we got a dynamic show in the building,
sir.
man. We got a dynamic show.
Yes.
So, before I do anything, man, I go through a lot of, like, what we're going to do today, what we're trying to do, what we're going to say that we're going to do, you know what I mean? And have all the beautiful people on, because, that's what we do here.
Yeah.
We got beautiful people on, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
And, we talk about everything. Pop culture, good news, bad news by Classy Lady Sparkle. We got the Sizzle by Lauren Sizzle. And, of course, you know me, I love to do the interviews because I like to interview the good old people.
Mm-hmm.
But before we do that, and that's what we have today, but before we do that, I'd like to know, how was y'all day today?
My day was good.
A good Tuesday,
yes,
Lauren.
I had it was pretty good. Like the heat.
Oh my god!
When I tell you go outside and that sun is mean mugging you, just like straight mugging you as soon as you come out the door, just like
disrespectful.
Yes, like all in your face. I'm like, really, son? You gonna do me like this? Really? But I mean, other than that, I had a good day. Like my day, they let us out early. They let us out early. In my freeway voice, yes. So I was excited about that.
That's a good Tuesday.
Had it have been a little bit longer, it might have been messed up. See,
first Tuesday.
And shout out to I was gonna say Classy Lady Sparkle. She's already here. She's in the building. But shout out to Lady S.
Oh, that's what.
She's not here. She's on vacation. She's having a good time.
And she put a beautiful picture up on Facebook, so she is just having a
good time.
Yeah, she had on her Wakanda, skirt set.
Yes, I love
popping, natural
I love
look.
Yes. See, she missing this good day I had.
Yeah, she was a good day, man. Everybody seemed to have a good day. My day was just okay, it was too hot. Yeah. I was there with the little kitties, man. But you know what? I came to a point where I said, you know what? I'm just going to take a leap of faith and I'm going to make a move, man. And so, I'm going to make a move and I'll probably announce something a little later. But sometimes you just got to say, you know what? I'm going to invest in you.
That's right.
You are your star player, as Cat Williams say. You are star player.
Invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself, man. Believe in yourself, man. Because if you don't believe in you, who will?
That's right. Absolutely.
Except the creator above. But the creator above said that you got to do some work too. Mm-hmm. You got to work on you too. So you got to believe in yourself. You got to be about yourself, and love the people and love, get that energy and all that good old stuff, right?
That's right.
And so before we jump into some music, man, we got a Classy Lady Sparkle. What we got coming up?
We got some bad news and good news. Yeah, the bad news ain't that good. So, you ready for the bad news, or we got?
Damn, Gina.
Let's get the bad news out the way so you can enlighten us with some good news.
The bad news is that a gunman blasted his way into the Capital Gazette newsroom in Annapolis, Maryland, with a shotgun Thursday afternoon, killing 5 people. One reporter described the scene as a war zone. A photographer said he jumped over a dead colleague's body and fled for his life. Police took a suspect into custody soon after the shootings. The gunman was identified as Gerard W. Ramus, a cowardly, you heard me, cowardly 38-year-old man from Laurel, Maryland, with a long-standing grudge against the paper. Now, dig this. Ramos disputed with the Capital Gazette back in July of 2011 when a columnist wrote about a criminal harassment case against him. So there was already a case brought against him. The court ruled in the Capital Gazette's favor, and even the appeals court upheld the ruling. The defamation suit was against 2 former employees who had not worked at the newsroom for some time. So his anger is towards 2 people that no longer work there.
Not even there.
Ramos was charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder, and spokeswoman, for the Gazette, Renee Muchnick, said, "Our thoughts and prayers are with our colleagues and their families." Imagine you go to work every day thinking, it's going to be a good day, bad day, but never to not know you're not coming home. You're not an officer. You're not a firefighter. You are a journalist or an environmental service person, and you don't come home because of a deranged person.
Yeah. You know what? And, and the unfortunate thing about that is, man, like, that person robbed families from people's lives.
Exactly.
You rob them, and it's, how selfish, how despicable, how how horrible can a
Unbelievable.
person be to say, okay, well, I'm mad, so I'm going to take this out on everybody. I'm going to throw my tantrum, and I'm going to just...
And this is not just a school shooting.
Yeah.
So it's like when you come through those doors, treat it like you do at the airport, in my opinion.
Right.
Everything now, get patted down, hold metal detectors, everything. Because I feel safer.
So real quick, right? Before I let you go to your next story real quick, right?
Right.
Because they wouldn't let us live this down. First thing I'm going to ask you, right?
Yes.
Was this black and black crime?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not at all.
Right. And what kind of firearm was used in this?
It was a shotgun.
I think it was like an AR or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Like something. It might have been a shotgun. You might be right.
That's what the article that I got. Yeah. Huh.
So
are they going to say mental depression or because he had a criminal harassment suit? So why did they not say take that more serious?
Absolutely.
Because of his race, was it not taken more serious?
And that's where I'm going.
Right.
Right. Let's call it spade a spade.
Right.
If it was someone of color,
the warning signs were there. This is not just random to the degree of there were red flags.
Right.
So, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Kaboom.
Give me the good news.
Right.
I'm
okay.
mad.
Some would say this would make the bad news, but this is why it makes the good news. Ain't nobody going to check her, boo. The fiery Congresswoman Maxine Waters is fired up and fighting back.
I know that.
I'm reclaiming my time.
Launching a scorching clapback against Donald Trump. Auntie, which I call her, Maxine Waters said, I know that there are those who are talking about me, censoring me, kicking me out of Congress, talking about shooting me, hanging me, Waters told the crowd in Los Angeles. All I have to say is this. If you shoot me, you better shoot straight. There's nothing like a wounded animal. Waters had been the target of a vicious threats on her life after Trump targeted her online following her speech to supporters, urging them to confront members of his administration over his racist policies. Waters has canceled several speaking engagements, one in Texas and one in Alabama, after a very serious death threat was made against her. Wow. Waters' earlier comment says families belong together in regards to the immigration splitting of family policies. She also urged her supporters to be vigilant and address members of Trump's cabinet at every opportunity. And it must be working because at a recent sit-down, Sarah Sanders, when the press secretary and her husband were kicked out of a Virginia restaurant, the Red Hen, and was told they were not welcome there. Trump took to Twitter to take an unprecedented and unpresidential swipe at Waters. Waters told the crowd in Los Angeles of 60 people in the rally for families, that families belong together, I have no fear. I'm in this fight early. She ain't going nowhere.
Yes.
Not at all.
Yes.
That's right. She like, yo, you think you going to scare me? Man. And she like 70.
Yes. Okay.
So she like, yo, no, we ain't having it at all.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
I have nothing to say because I love her.
I do too.
She's reclaiming her time. She
That's
is
auntie.
the epitome of what?
That's how my
strong black woman supposed to be.
That's right.
Yes.
She ain't moving. She's standing proxy and strong. Auntie Maxine. So that was your good news and your bad news.
That was your good news and bad news.
Yes.
Charles Gregory with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle
and the beautiful
Classy Lady Sparkle, y'all.
PBMP Philadelphia 106.5 FM, man. And you know what? We about to cut to some music real quick. Okay. Then we coming back with the sizzle. And then we have this dynamic interview, man. Let me tell you something. This one, you want to sit at the edge of the seats, man, because we're going to try to, get into some hard questions, man, some uncomfortable questions. We're going to ask the questions, man, and get a platform for the people, man. Yes. So what we got up next, Sizzle?
We got Swimming Pools by Kendrick Lamar.
Swimming Pool by Kendrick Lamar. I can't wait to hear that one right there. But I don't want y'all to go nowhere. We'll be right back after this, y'all. Hello.
Charles' worst subject.
Well, ain't actually the worst subject, but you know what I'm saying? Because this is the thing, right? Since, you know, she what Classy Lady Sparkle was talking about is, you know, love and relations, but that, you know, we not going to get to love and relationship today. I bet you that. You know, but what we are going to do is, you know, a little bit of the sizzle, man.
Yes, we got the sizzle.
We got the sizzle in the building.
Yes,
you know?
sir.
And it's just one of those things, man. So what we got again?
The sizzle.
We got the sizzle.
I had it all backwards. I thought it was love and relationships because that's one of my favorite ones.
He tries to get away from that, but yeah, we're going to do a little switcheroo one day so he can't get past
That's right.
it. Anyway,
That's right.
Anyway, yes.
So we got the sizzle. Holla at me. What's good? Man?
So rapper Drake, he just dropped his album Scorpion. So on this album, he confirms the rumors that Pusha T mentioned in the Drake diss track regarding a secret love child named Adonis, and that he had the child with a porn star.
So
he's admitting to it.
So he's basically admitting to it. He says in his lyrics on one of his songs, he says, "She's not a lover like Billie Jean, but the kid is mine." Ooh. Sandy, which is his mom, Sandy used to tell me all it takes is one time, and all it took was one time. We only met two times.
That's a new song. That's a new song. This
is a song on the
Okay, that's hot. I like that.
Yeah, so he was talking about the baby's mom, Sophie. I believe her last name is because she's French.
Okay.
Bruce.
Okay. Is she from Canada? Where he's from?
No, I think she's from
France.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or London or something like that. I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah. But he talks about how he was basically embarrassed to tell his parents that he ended up a co-parent because he was a product of a co-parent family structure. And he also raps that he only saw the baby one time. And he's hoping that by the time this is what he says on one of the songs, that he's hoping by the time that the son hears this, that Drake and the baby's mom will come around instead of tearing each other down.
So he needs to send Pusha T a thank you card. Because this probably made made him man up.
Yeah.
To see his son. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And he's claiming that I think they got the paternity test back in October. Okay. But he kind of was keeping it quiet because he's claiming that he wanted to shield his son from the world.
Right. Right.
Could be. I mean, like, I ain't going to take that away from him because that could be a possibility. Because this thing could be rough when people know, like, your family and your folks. And
exactly.
They'll come right at their neck. Yeah. They'll try to expose you, to try to blackmail you, try to do it. In fact, that's what they tried to do with Kevin Hart. Remember?
Right.
They were going to try to blackmail him, but
right.
Yeah, Z-list people got that problem.
Yes. And I listened to the song, and it was kind of depressing to me. I was like feeling bad for him because, I mean, I don't know. Me, like, I just kind of put myself in his shoes. Like, if I had a child with a porn star,
right.
And
that ain't happening with you, though.
That's like the worst.
Right. That's like a girl being pregnant by a stripper, a dancer, a male dancer. Yes. She get pregnant.
Possibly happen.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yes.
Yeah. Well.
He's the butt of everybody's joke.
Yeah, that's crazy, and that's what he. Yeah. I think he was more ashamed, but. Look, you did it. You lied in your bed. Now you made it hard. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So that was hot. That sizzle part.
Yeah. So Harvey Weinstein, he is facing 3 new charges of sexual assault allegations claimed by a woman, and this apparently happened back in 2006. According to TMZ, a grand jury has charged Weinstein with a first-degree criminal sexual act and 2 counts of predatory sexual assault. He allegedly forced a woman to give him oral sex. So these charges in particular carry a sentence of 10 years to life if convicted.
Wow.
So, of course, he's denying these charges.
I'm sure he would.
Yeah. They took Cosby down this time. Time to take him down. Like, Dr. Huxtable is in jail. So Weinstein got
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And finally, during an interview in Rack Rants, Lee Daniels is saying that people are confusing the Damon Dash situation with the Monique situation. So to break it down for people who haven't heard, now the Damon Dash situation, Lee Daniels and Damon Dash were both attending a Diana Ross concert. Right. According to TMZ, when Damon Dash rolled up on Lee Daniels in the middle of the concert and confronted him about the $2 million that he owes Damon for helping him get his career started. Right. So, I mean, they had video on the site of the altercation. And he's like, "Oh, you wrong, man. You wrong," and this, that, and the other. So, he
How you do it?
He's like, "Yo, you wrong, man." And he was like, I mean, if you look at it, he was like, he couldn't say nothing. Like, I mean, so, because he started working on his projects, and he's had a lot of success with Precious, The Butler, and the hit series Empire. So he never paid him back. But and then Dame filed a lawsuit, and they apparently it was for $5 million, but they reached a settlement, and he never got his money from the lawsuit. So when he ran into him at the concert, that's when he approached him. So, but the Monique situation, and in the interview with Rants, Lee Daniels did apologize. He did say he was wrong. He admitted he was wrong and that he was going to pay Dame the money because he was like,
cheap.
"Yeah,
don't give me no apology. Show me."
Right? I know
we went through this.
You got the bread.
Yeah, like you talking about you sorry. Give me my bread. And that's when you're going to show you sorry.
Daniels give him his bread. Well, I think he's going to give him his bread. Now he got to give him his bread.
Man, the lawsuit said he was supposed to. He still ain't paying him.
No, and he has the money. Like he's making a lot of money.
Social media, the public, the community is harder than the law.
But it's almost 10 years?
Yeah, but I think it's different now.
Well, drag Lee Daniels, you're wrong.
Yeah, and then with the Monique situation, everybody's pretty much familiar with that. She was, but Lee Daniels said in the interview that she's blackballed. Monique blackballed herself is what he's saying, which he's saying about her. Right, and she needs to stop blaming Tyler Perry and Oprah and himself, especially when he gave her the privilege of winning that Oscar award. Yes.
I think with Monique, at first it could have been, rectified, but her husband to me made it worse for her. Like, okay, they did what they did. She, got a little upset, but now it's like, he needs to stop being in her ear because to me, he's managing her so wrong.
He does.
Like, he really is.
And did anybody hear the secret tape that Monique released
with Tyler Perry? Come on, that was your people, right? Like, pick up the phone and talk to him.
Yeah, well, no, they were actually on the phone, and I heard Charlamagne kind of break this down, and it was a little rough on Monique. And I do feel that if we're talking, it's a certain level of safety that I feel when I'm talking to you that I don't believe I'm going to be recorded.
Right. Because hers is premeditated. She knows it's recording, so she's going to be careful what she says.
So I believe that she should have at least told them, like, "Yo, this was recorded." Blah blah blah. But I mean, my sister been going through a lot, man. They've been, running that sister through the cold. So I feel a little sorry for her. Tyler Perry could just. This is going to be forgotten about in 2 minutes with Tyler Perry.
Right. Yeah. Right.
But she's still labeled and pretty much blackballed throughout the industry.
Yeah.
She's going to have to deal with this pretty much all her life.
Yeah.
And so I do
unless she rebrand. I've seen people come back. And it seems...
He can do it. Well, she's a comedian. She may.
Her manager. Actress, she need to get rid of her husband as her manager.
I think
that's
so.
it.
Yeah.
You know, so...
And you remember the comments she made. I still can't believe that. That was so disrespectful how she said Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels and Oprah can suck her if she had one. How do you come at Oprah's neck like that?
She's
like,
upset,
how do you...
was upset. I mean, they did it dirty,
totally
man. I can see,
disrespectful.
But then, again, she's a comedian, so she did it kind of like trying to be funny.
That wasn't funny. You see when Roseanne tried to be funny.
Right, and what happened to her.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything ain't for everybody.
Exactly. That's crazy. That's crazy, yeah. Yeah, so, yeah. And, I mean, on the tape, Tyler Perry did say that, he would give her any money that's due to her from Precious. And he did admit that they should have paid her to promote Precious overseas or something like that. So yeah.
So he still owe her debt though? He still has a debt with her from Precious?
Well, I mean, she's saying that she's never gotten any money from him for that.
Oh gosh, that need to be investigated.
I think it was about 50,000 or something. I think she got something really small.
Yeah, she got like 50,000. Then they gave like what was it, 100,000 or 500,000 away to charity, and she like
charity.
Yeah,
like yo,
Tyler Perry, all the money. Oh,
she like y'all did me wrong.
Well, it was supposed to be a low budget movie. They didn't anticipate the
being that big.
That's why you gotta have a good legal team, read small print, and right. That's crazy. That's crazy. And
it's a favor though.
Then Tyler's wrong. Yeah. She looked at him as family.
I don't think Tyler technically had anything too much to do with Precious.
Oh, Wesley Daniels, right. Mm-hmm. Right, exactly.
What Tyler Perry was doing was buffering kind of like the deal with a relationship or something like that.
Okay.
So everybody pointing the finger at whatchamacallit.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yes.
That's like good news, bad news right there.
Yeah. Well, that was the good news, bad news.
No, that was the sizzle. But I feel bad now.
She feel bad.
That made me feel like sad for Monique and then Tyler and Lee Daniels.
Yes.
Can we all just get along?
Can we all just get along?
Yeah, but that was the sizzle.
Apparently we did all just get along with
it.
Yeah.
Let's say, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. Like, can we go? Let's go to my girl. I like Cardi B. Let's go. You know what, Cardi B? Before we go, we gonna bring up our interview, right? But I've been feeling Cardi B, and she about to drop that load. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna talk on where we got Cardi B coming up next, man. It's your boy Charles Gregory, the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
Oh man, let's get him to sit up. I'm gonna come right.
What's picking the girl? Well. So just a long story short, all those things played into me dealing with the depression issues that I've dealt with and the suicide and the low self-esteem. But when I finally got around people with the right energy and understood what energy was over religion, basically, I was able to understand that, okay, God, you are a positive energy being.
Yeah.
So there's no negative with you. Mm-hmm. There is no negative with God. Everything is positive because there's always a way out with Him.
Yes.
So I realized that God still loved me for me, even though the church ostracized me and did whatever they did. God still realized how God loved me. And Lauren's also one of the people that helped me through a lot of that. You remember that time of me trying to really just be myself. So it's all about trusting and knowing who the Creator is for yourself.
Absolutely.
There you go.
It's a lot, like I said, but at the end of the day, I want people to know the Creator loves you for you. So that's how you find that center, and then you can just walk in your freedom.
Yeah, awesome.
I love your energy.
Yes.
So, so as someone like myself, like a heterosexual male, right, hypermasculine, right, and trying to understand and evolve as myself, right. One of the things that, when you talk about learning is, starting to ask the questions, right?
Right.
And so the first one is, how do you identify? How would you like to be identified first, right? Because that's what you're supposed to do. Ask how you identify because you don't want to offend, right?
Yeah, I always ask people their pronouns, but just to give people maybe a little rundown that you understand. LGBT, you got lesbian, that's a female who was with another female. You got gay, it's another man with another man. Bisexual, you like both genders.
Right.
Then you got the T, which is transgender. So then you have the trans brothers and sisters who their goal is they believe they are women or they are against them. They're not the gender that they were assigned to at birth. So I have some fabulous transgender brothers and sisters in this life. And I will, any of my trans brothers, I call them him, he, his, because he is a man. That's what he is. He's a man. My trans sisters, females, straight up females. You look at them, they fabulous and gorgeous and darling. But then you have the Q, which is queer. Then you have, which kind of deals with me in the non-binary, which I don't really form to a gender because at the end of the day, I'm just a being, a soul being that is here. Because when we all die, this flesh ain't here, but this soul got to do something.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't care what people believe, but this soul got to do something. Something is on the inside of us that's allowing us to talk. So therefore, I've understood that the Creator ain't a gender. So why am I sufficing myself to that? Because real quick side story. I remember going to the doctors and getting my test run of like all the different tests and things, and they had told me I had too much estrogen in me. So I'm thinking, oh, my family, maybe it's too much the food you ate. So I said, oh, okay. Y'all just really
too much tofu.
Right. Y'all really, you know how picky I am as an eater. Y'all just don't want to admit how fabulous I am. So therefore I said, I want the paperwork. When I got that paperwork, child, and they asked me, I said, is it because of the food? They said, no, we have all those numbers in there.
Yes.
You just have way more estrogen in me than you should, because I've always been naturally happy.
Yes,
so,
yes.
you know, I'm non-binary, but you can. But if you see me in the street and you don't quite get it, if you say he, I'm not going to bash you over the head and say, "Oh my God, you're discriminating against me." No, because I'm okay. But there is those times where if you know someone is trans, or if they look like they're trans, or something like that, you address them as he or her.
Right.
And now if they correct you, then I'm sorry. Hey, let me help you, because most of them, I think it's a discussion has to happen on both sides, on a level of tolerance on both parties.
Absolutely.
Because I can't be mad at someone for misgendering me if they don't know.
If they don't know,
now, if they do, that's another story. But
That's true.
I think we have to have a certain level of tolerance when it comes to each level to understand people.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. So last month was Pride Month.
Yes.
And you're an advocate.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you did last month? Anything special?
We did quite a few things. I've been doing a lot of prides, a lot of the Pride festivals. We did Cincinnati's Pride, was over 100,000 people there.
Wow. Cincinnati.
Yes.
Cincinnati did that, what, 2
They have
weeks ago?
a huge community there. Cincinnati.
Oh, is that the one I saw?
Yes.
You don't hear about Cincinnati. You hear about like San Francisco. You hear about Atlanta. But you know,
some of the major cities.
Yeah, and because it's not in the mainstream like the big cities are. But when I went there, I was so taken away. And my team and I, we went. Whoa, with all these people, and it was
shout out to your team.
Wow.
Your team been holding it down.
Yes.
I'm telling you, that's the best team in the freaking world. I'm trying to tell you guys. But no, Cincinnati was lit. That's what they say, lit.
Wow.
Right? It was lit.
It did look from the video. I saw the video. It looked like a lot of people were there.
That made me cry still now thinking about the other day show.
And you did your thing. You did your thing as usual. Yes, I love your voice.
So yeah, we did that, and we did some more just educating people on the the non-binary and just the different things. A lot of people like to ask those questions, so I definitely during Pride Month try to open that discussion up to anyone, not just Pride Month, but at any time.
Right. And do you feel like that? Would people know and understand that? That kind of changes things a little bit.
I believe it does come with understanding. Because just like when anything you're learning, when you have a career, your first job, you don't know everything going right in, but when you learn it, it starts to understand. And some people will say, well, like I used to work customer service, right? So a lot of people say from one side of the on the phone, these people are so mean. They act like they're tired of talking to me and but then I found it on the other side of the phone where it's like, y'all coming on here like this, that, and the third. And so people, we don't, just because you don't agree or agree doesn't mean you can't come along. That's what I'm trying to teach my family.
That's true.
Y'all don't have to like what Derek's doing.
That's key.
But just try to be with me and ride the wave with me and just try to keep it positive, neutral ground,
Exactly.
Fantastic, man. Like, you just like illuminating. It's great. And I love positive. We talk the energy. I love positive energy. So, interesting. That's
I know. I fell in love with Derek like the first time that I saw him. I was like,
I love it.
Derek.
I love it. So when you all big and on the Grammys and stuff,
Derek just has that spirit.
Us little folk, we talk weekly. You know what I mean?
I don't like to say little folk. Ain't nobody little. It's no big eyes, no little U's. Y'all, I'm so honored to be on y'all show. I'm telling you, y'all are doing major. And
you have a show too.
I get to be on their show.
Tell us about your show.
I do. I have a little show. Just a little something, darling. Now, all jokes aside, it is Delequa, the Derek Delequa Show on Channel 28 in Comcast in Delaware.
Okay.
But it's every third Thursday of the month.
Okay.
And we usually upload it the next morning via YouTube. You can go right to the YouTube and view it. I have so many amazing guests on there.
Yes.
First episode, I have to say it because I got to shout out my sister. Hopefully she's watching. It's Cammie Williams.
Okay.
That is my sister. Yes. And she's in Illinois, but she's fabulous singer, darling.
Wow.
She is a fabulous sister too, but she's a singer.
Yes.
But yeah,
Delequa Show. Yeah. Awesome. I always wanted to know what, because you come from a church background, right?
Yes.
You've been on the choir. I'm sure you've been on the choir and everything.
And everything.
And that's my point. How was that emotionally to deal with, the different personalities and the opinions, the heavy opinions when you got people that's not flexible. How was that to deal with,
Jesus. That's what I have to do. Because folk will try you. Folk will try you. But what I've learned is to kill people with kindness, I don't like to say kill them. I like to just say overshadow them with positivity. Because if you stay positive, I'm telling you, it may sting you, but baby, it won't last with you, and you can move on to the next thing right away as long as you focus on that positive energy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's what I had to learn to do, is just still love them. And to this day, I mean, you can feel the energy that they don't know how to take me, but a lot of them still show love. So I got to give it to them that at least they're learning to show more love.
Right. Awesome.
Man, wow. So what can we expect from you next? I mean, you're performing. Got some great music. You got to make sure that we get those songs. I mean, they don't get some of that music, man. So we can put it on our playlist and promote you. But what's next? What can we expect from you next? I mean, you got a talk show also. Television program, radio. You're performing. What do you know? What's next?
Right. Well, I am in the Wiz here in Philadelphia.
Oh my!
I'm playing in the Wiz, and guess who I'm playing, y'all? The Wiz.
I know that's right.
Yes, I get to be the wizard with Theater and the Acts, and it's our fabulous director, Miss Cheyenne. Shout out to everyone with the Wiz. I love this awesome cast. It's just as awesome as our cast was.
Oh my gosh.
It's a family thing. That's what I love. So come see it the last 3 Sundays in August in Philadelphia at Malcolm X Park. The 12th? What is it? The 12th?
12, 19, and 26.
Yes. See? Those are the dates.
Your team is dope. Your team is dope. Yes. What would you tell, people who, maybe, because it's a lot of gentlemen that really don't get it and they're trying to understand, right? What would you tell them to try to help them? The heterosexual male that feels like, what's this, right? Shout out to my brother because we'll get into my brother in a little bit. But how do you start that conversation? Because I think one of the issues that a lot of us have is being scared to have a conversation, right? So you can't even start to understand. You can't even know if someone is just a beautiful person, period, without you even saying something, right? So how do you or how would you recommend to start the conversation, a dialogue?
There's a saying that says, if you want to see change, let it begin in you. So, with that being said, I don't open the conversation. I make myself open and I approach people with positivity again, which makes people open. Case in point, I'm not sure, I've never met you, but, I don't know where you at with people like us, but a lot of guys, they don't understand it because of the hyper masculinity thing we have going on. Everybody just feels like you have to be so masculine to do A, X, Y, and Z. I mean, listen, Linda, it's not just in the heterosexual world too; it's in the gay world too. Like they be like, you just gotta be femme, da da da. Honey, express yourself. But I tell people to be comfortable with you first, because if you're comfortable with you should have no problem with anyone else. Why? Really examine yourself, because why else would that bother you unless they were in your presence doing something to you to harm you? And if that's the case, then you might as well be like that with anyone, because you never know what anybody's going to do to you.
I want to jump to it has been a lot, especially in Philadelphia. It has been a lot of talk between a white gay population versus a black gay population.
Yes.
What's going on there that it seems that it's starting to boil over? What's going on there?
Lack of love. Lack of love, the spirit of hate. We see what's going on in our governmental systems in the world today.
Hello. I was going to say that.
But we see a lot of things that's going on, and everybody's just back and forth. Like, at the end of the day, why can't we just agree to disagree and move back on and everybody shine? There's enough room for everyone to shine. I mean, in the world of Beyonce, everybody else can still kind of shine while she's out. So, there is enough room for everyone.
No doubt. I know that's right. I want to jump into Me Too.
Okay.
This whole Me Too initiative.
Yes,
right?
Oprah.
What's your...
I was watching something earlier today. I live for Oprah.
I always talk Me Too. I'm not even going to hold you. So let's talk a little bit about... Gosh, we're running out now. The time is crazy. This time flies. So what's your take on, what's your thoughts on it? I mean, because you have, I love that, this is, and I surround myself around the sisters because I believe in they're my equal, right? And I believe that, they have a voice just like we do, right? And so I support them, right? And so when I hear certain things that happens, it bothers me, and we talk about it a little bit, but me too, right? What's your perspective and what's your thoughts on it,
You never know what anybody else is dealing with.
Yeah.
It can take somebody years to come out, and just that one person that came out gave the other person courage, just like with the gay thing. I mean, it's be honest, be open, but you never know when somebody's time is. They have to be comfortable with it. So I can't judge somebody for them coming out later. Some people, their intention is going to come back on them, whether their intention was right or whether it was wrong. They will have to deal with that, and they will have to. You don't have to answer to that. Pray that whatever's supposed to happen happens.
And what advice would you offer to someone who wants to come out but doesn't know how?
Yeah.
Someone who wants to come out and does not know how. First, center yourself and know who you are first. Be okay with yourself first, and take time with self. Then, when it's time to mingle with people, you can do that. But also have those core friends that you can really trust. I got my two best friends, my Ashley and my Lily. I love them. And William. Those are my best friends. You know what I'm saying? I can talk to them anything.
Yes.
Anything. So, have your trustworthy circle and trust you and trust the creator most.
Awesome.
So unfortunately, we gotta go. Will you stay just for a couple more minutes?
Certainly.
A little bit more, but we gotta close out the show. We're gonna talk a little behind the scenes. Maybe we get a little bit of footage of that also. But I don't want you guys to go anywhere because we gotta go. And guess what, y'all? This your boy Charles Gregory with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
And we got Classy Lady Sparkle in the building. She holding us down right now. But check this out. We are now on iHeartRadio. Make sure you follow us on iHeartRadio and binge listen to our shows. Like and follow us on We Talk Weekly Facebook page. Download the TuneIn app and look for WPPM 106.5 FM. Tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. We Talk Weekly after the talk, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at We Talk Weekly, at Charles Gregory, at Lauren_Sizzle, at Sparkle Priceless One, and at Madam Touch. Subscribe to our We Talk Weekly page on YouTube channel. Guess what? And if you're in Philly, catch us every Monday night 9:30 on Comcast 66 for Rise of Fire 29 to 30. Download the little TuneIn Our Fame TV app, and guess what? We're on Roku. You know it. And who do you look for? We Talk Weekly. Shout out to Afro Philly, MBG Network. We Talk Weekly is now syndicated. You can find us in New York City, Atlanta, Baltimore, Birmingham, Chicago, Delaware, Houston, Jacksonville, Los Angeles, Miami, Newark, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., and all across the nation, especially Philly. And who do you look for?
We Talk Weekly.
Ladies and gentlemen, we gotta go. But before we go, I'd just like to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank our watchers, our listeners. Thank you for coming in and doing this interview. Thank you to all my people. But we have to go. This is WPPM on P Philadelphia 106.5 FM with your boy Charles Gregory with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
And we'll be right back after this. Holla!
I want that entire outfit.
You record?
Thank
you. You record? Yes. Yo, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. See, and this is why this is called After the Talk.
Yes.
Right? Because we do a lot of things that's after the talk, man.
Yes.
So this is kind of like behind scenes. We already ended our radio show, but we wanted to, sometimes we can have some special guests on, and I need more. I'm like a fiend. I need more. I need to know, man. I need my people to know and hear. And so, before we get to how everybody can contact you and see what's next and what's going on and everything, I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of like the young community. Our young ones, our babies, right? And sometimes when they're going through their transitions and stuff, right, they're not really accepted, but they don't know how to handle it. So you got higher rates of suicide. You have, different places where they're getting kicked out now, kicked out of the homes. They have no place to go, and sometimes that's where their street life come into play, right? And they start to do some of the wrong things. Let's talk a little bit about that, and how do you think we can help them a little more? How do you think we can, support them a little more,
Right. Yeah. It starts with parenting.
Right.
That's just like with manners. A child that don't say yes ma'am or no ma'am, or when I was raised, when you walked in the room, the child was saying hello to the adult. The adults didn't have to say hi to you. You said hi to the adult. Operate in love. Funny story real quick. We were in the airport the other day, headed to Cincinnati. It was so funny. And this cute little girl from, I guess she may have been from like Middle Eastern descent or whatever. I'm walking in the airport. We trying to get to the airport. I hear her, "Mommy, is that a boy or is that a girl?" It's so funny. Like, seriously, like I laugh at this stuff now because, and all the mom didn't know what the heck to say. So the little girl walked. I said, "I'm gonna let her have it. I'm gonna say hi."
Yes.
So I'm on. First I saw her and I was on Snapchat, and I said, "Hey, baby." She just looked at me. "It's a boy!" And all loud. And I cracked up. And I said, Toy, can you believe? We were just laughing. But she was innocent. She didn't understand. But it goes back to the parents. The mom sat there and looked like she was a deer in headlights. Girl, if you listen, if she ever listens, girl, you was looking crazy. I want to say that. I did. But my thing is teach the people. Like, we're adamant about teaching what we want to teach. Teach them.
Exactly.
Teach the kids.
Exactly.
Like, what is if you can teach your kids and let them know that's not something you agree with, but they must respect.
Because now they have it on some of the kids' shows, like where it might be, you know what I mean? Like certain characters may play a certain role, and if the kids are taught, what it is, then they would understand. You
not
know
to
what
cut you
I
off,
mean?
but believe it or not, they've been having gay innuendos in these cartoons for years.
Yes. I've seen them like
Bumper
that.
He-Man, give me Disney, give me the Seven Dwarfs.
Yes.
You had the Queens in there.
Yes.
Everything, darling. That's why the gays live for the villains. Like, I love me some Maleficent, honey. She was shy. I wish she would read, darling, because reading is fundamental.
Yes.
That is funny. God.
Yes.
You know what? So before we end, man, I got this one question that I always ask everybody, right? And you're starting to get known for this, right?
Right.
And so you got your babies, you got your best friends, everybody, right? All your friends, all your children, all that good old stuff.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. You told them a lot, right? So we want the one thing that you never told anybody else. That you can tell we talk weekly here today. The one thing that I never told anybody else. I do have one confession.
Okay.
So let me turn this music down.
Yes, turn this one down. I'm afraid that I might get these things for this one because I am in the Beehive. But when Destiny's Child first came out, Beyonce wasn't my favorite. It was LaToya.
Oh, you in trouble.
So,
you are in trouble.
That is one of my confessions that I gotta make. You know what I'm saying? LaToya Lockett, LaToya Nicole Lockett. That's my good girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, that's my favorite. But I love her. Oh my God.
Yes.
But that's the one thing I can say.
So we're on the topic of Beyonce. What do you think of this Beyonce and Jay right now? The
album.
Mother has arrived. That's what I think. Let me tell you something. I don't like all that booty shaking music. But I'm joking. No, like I'm here for it because she's expanding as an artist. Like I would hope that when people follow me, they don't just keep me in a
in a bubble,
box. You never know. I may come out with long hair one day. I may just come out in a whole suit and a tie and say, "Yo, what up?" You never know. You know what I'm saying? But as an artist, be fabulous.
Do what you do. Exactly.
That's her husband. Honey, one thing I will say is Miss Girl is selling out stadiums by herself.
Okay, she needs no help.
So you can't say nothing about Beyonce. You ain't gotta like her. That's okay. She's still gonna do it.
Yes.
I know. With that said, there's nothing else left to be said except where can they find you and some of your latest projects, and how can they get in contact with you and all that good old stuff?
I'm always on social media, guys. So you can find me on Twitter at Derek Delequa. That's DERREK. Delequa, DELEQUA. Instagram is at IAM Derek Delequa. Okay. Now, if you just Google me, you can still do the Delequa, but as you know, like I said, I love Beyonce. She got the little asterisk over the E. Put that over to you, honey, when you put my name. I'll come right out, darling. You'll see me, darling.
Now, your team told me about it because I'm not going to let you go because your team, like, this is something else. Because as a wardrobe stylist, right, I say that we're some of the most humble, right? Yeah, definitely humble, and you know, we have a thankless job, right? You know, and we never get the credit, right? So I love to give everybody credit. So your team, right? And see, you know, they made sure. Look, he got video. They got video, you know, let them know where, you know, all that good stuff, what you got coming out so they can know you how to contact and see and find it, you know.
Like I said, you just Google Derek Delequa. I'm everywhere. You know, the show is on YouTube. Okay, my new video, Fabulous Life.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for you to say.
LYL is
plug.
You know, seriously, the thing is about it, I love what I do. And people, you know, you're already living. You know, Derek Delequa is an entity in itself. So I do music, but I finally came to the understanding I'm more just a public figure. I'm an advocate. So when you look me up, I want you to get the whole experience. Exactly. I don't want you just looking for one song and thinking, oh, this is all I'm giving. No, baby, because I'm giving you a lot.
Yes.
So when you look up Derek Delequa, you're going to see a lot. What you need? Do you need to talk about something? Go to the show. Oh, what you need to feel better? Go to the song. Oh, what you need to hear about something to talk about? Go to my Facebook Lives. I got a couple of things over there, darling. What you need to know? Because you find me, you find a little bit of everything, darling.
Yes. Last question, then I'll let you go.
Yeah.
What would you say to that person, you know, that young one or that person is nervous that you know, want to make that transition, want to come out, want to, you know, talk to the world or want to, you know, finally be free and open? What would you say to that person?
Yeah, free and openness is within self, yet again. I don't tell anybody to force it or rush it out. Study what it is, like people who want to be aspiring actors, singers, all that. Study your craft. Study what it is that you are aspiring to or that you're inspired by. I studied the RuPaul's. I studied the Sylvesters. If you don't know, Sylvester is campus queen.
I forgot about that.
Yes, you know, Shirley Ralph and them. I need y'all. Mark, Anthony Wayne and them. I need y'all to call me so I can play Sylvester, y'all. I'm trying to play it. I had to say that. Grace Jones, Annie Lennox, David Bowie, David Bowie, Boy George, even Miss Lawrence and Derek J. and the girls that are out now. I studied them, and I've studied Whitney, Beyonce, Luther. Studied the artists that I love and what I love to do, and study that. Get to know your history so you know about who you are.
That's a great last word, man.
Yeah, before we let you go, I want to hear something.
Oh, they want to hear something. Oh, Jesus. Looking back on where I started from, I never thought that I would go that far. You may be down, you don't know where to go, but there is something that you ought to know. Even though you're weak within, you still got a chance to make it in. It's a grace factor. Don't you dare give up. Even though you're weak within, you still got a chance to make it in. It's the grace factor.
Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is We Talk Weekly. After the talk, man, there's nothing else left to be said. What an amazing show. I appreciate you. You keep being great. Keep putting out that magic out there, and you got a friend in We Talk Weekly, and if there's anything that we can do to help your success,
please, I'm coming back to talk to y'all. We need a whole hour just to chit chat, really getting to talk about some guys.
Yes.
Y'all hear that?
Let's get that. There you go. Well, there you have it. But we gotta go, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Charles Gregory with the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
Classy Lady Sparkle's in the building. We gotta go. It's your boy. We out of here.
Peace.
Yes. Bless you guys. It was amazing.
Yes, I feel your spirit. Oh my goodness. I do too.
I know.
Yes, all right.